Hello and welcome to Blue Army TV. I'm sitting at Carlisle. Have lost 3-2 at home to Salford in what is such a gutting game of football. Honestly, it rings true to the Stockport game a couple of weeks ago. It's just so disappointing. And look, I'm so proud of this team and where it is now from where it probably should have been given the budget of other clubs and etc. etc. You've heard it all before. But it's 2 weeks now in the last 3 where we've made an amazing comeback and then immediately bottled it. Like Stockport, we were 1-0 down, got it back to 2-1 and then immediately conceded an equaliser. That should have been the catalyst to get us back into the top 3 race. Today, 2-0 down in the first half, bring it back to 2-2. We should push on and win it, but some bad discipline from John Mellish gets himself sent off. An unfortunate injury by Jamie Devitt takes us down to 9 men, and then some poor defending. And I say poor defending, but if John Mellish was on the pitch, it's exactly his area that they score from, and it just wasn't to be today. I think. Look, they're going to appeal the red card, so I'm not going to judge Mellish too harshly until it's come out that he should have been sent off for that. Because from what I saw, Elliot Watt pushes him first. He retaliates, and that's all the ref sees because Elliot Watt throws himself to the ground. And to be honest, I thought Elliot Watt would probably have a bit more respect for his former club, especially when he seemed to enjoy playing here when he was here, and how much the fans liked him when he was here. I thought he would have a little bit more respect for his old club instead of just doing what he did there, getting pushed in the chest, just a little shove, and he throws himself to the ground. It's embarrassing for him, to be honest with you. And look, I know why he's done it. It's obviously worked, but it puts a bad taste in your mouth, doesn't it? It doesn't feel like a genuine way to go about winning a game, does it? But if it's one of our players, we commend him for being smart. And there's not really too much you can do to complain about it. It's just another poor referee display. And I've said it a lot this season, but the referee was poor today for both teams as well. Like, the penalty definitely should have been given. Joe Garner, his goal that got ruled offside, probably wasn't offside. But look, Joe Garner played really well when he came on. He scores a goal, wins the penalty. Yeah, Thomas Ollie didn't have a good game either. Shot right at him. He needs to be saving that. It goes right through his hands as if he's Lloris Karius. It's just a very gutting performance. And you feel like we were going to win it when we went back to 2-2. It was such a good moment. It was such a good comeback, and you thought you were going to go on and win it. But when you're down to 9 men playing against that Salford team, and look, they're not a very good big club, Salford, but they're a club that have a lot of money, which is why it's so frustrating seeing them where they are, because they really don't deserve to be where they are. They've just come into the league and spent loads of money on some of the best players, and haven't even really put them together well. That if that team clicks with the quality that it has, they easily finish top 3, I think. But they just throw money at it until eventually they get lucky and manage to get into a playoff position. And if they get promoted, they get promoted. We're going into the playoffs now, and it's all but confirmed we'll be in the playoffs. Unless Mansfield can overturn an 8-goal deficit, which, it's not impossible, but it's bloody well close. But yeah, it's so disappointing. It's really, really disappointing. But look, we're in the playoffs now. Let's just go and win them. It's as simple as that. No more complaining about bad results. The league's over now. The playoffs are a completely different competition. League position doesn't mean anything when you're in the playoffs. I don't care if you finish 7th or you finish 4th. It doesn't matter now because we're in a position where we've got a 25% chance of going up, and we need to make it our responsibility to increase those odds as much as possible. Win the first leg, our odds go up. Win the second leg, we're in at the final, and it's a 50-50 chance. And just perform well in the final, and we're golden. It's going to be really frustrating having Mellish out for that as well. If it gets overturned, which I think it will be, personally. I think when you look at the Louis Barry one that was overturned the other week, that seemed like a much more malicious sort of foul than this did. And I feel like, we'd look our way of, Pete Wild throwing a little tantrum and getting Kamani Gordon suspended. I feel like the judge might sway our way a little bit here and maybe get it overturned, but who knows? I honestly, I haven't a clue. It'd be nice to have him back, because if not, we've got, Whelan and Huntington fit that can play at the back, and Barkley, but if Stockport finish in the playoffs, Barkley won't be able to play against them. Yeah, but look, we've got the players, we've got the quality, we can win the playoffs. I believe that in this team that we've got now, we haven't had a very good record against teams in the top 7. In fact, we haven't beat a team in the top 7 while they've been in the top 7, if you know what I mean. Like, we've beat Salford, who are in the top 7 now, but that was when they weren't in the top 7. But over these last few games, like how we played against Stockport proved that we can play against teams like this. And the second half today proved that we can get goals against teams like this. It is very frustrating, though, that the defence has been so strong recently. It's conceded 4 goals in the last 3 games, when that was unheard of back when we were drawing every game 0-0. It seems like our defence has sort of weakened a little bit, but now we can score goals again. Yeah, it's going to be tough in the playoffs, but it's at the moment it's 3 northern teams that should make for good away days. And look, no one expected us to be here at the start of the season. We've tasted the automatics, and it's disappointing that we're now no longer in contention for them. But let's just go and beat Sutton now. Let's go and beat Sutton and bring some good positivity into the playoffs. And if we beat Sutton, I'll be down in Sutton. It just gives the fans so much more to cheer for. Going into the playoffs now, beat whoever you come up against, and we'll see you at Wembley. And and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. It's something I can't. I've experienced Carlisle in my lifetime. I've done it once before, but it's the first time since I've been doing this channel that, for example, that the playoffs been that we've got into the playoffs. It's been a long, long time, and it's a real accomplishment. I know it doesn't feel like it. We'd have lost today, but it's an accomplishment to get where we have this season, especially with the budget we've got. And Paul Simpson's done a magnificent job. Nearly 11,000 fans today. They deserve the playoffs. Well, they deserved higher, in my opinion, but the least they deserve is a good playoff semi-final and hopefully a final. So yeah, gutting today, but in the end, with the Mansfield result going our way, we'll have to take playoffs. This is the Carlisle way. We don't do things the easy way. We're going to go into the playoffs, and we're going to win it, because we're Carlisle United, and we like doing things the hard way. And I'm going to leave it on that. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and in a bit.